Any skilled aviator faced with inclement weather or a storm up ahead typically looks at one another and says, "This is just another day in the office. It's just another Tuesday." Well, what happens if the same storm that is plaguing a less experienced, maybe a ill-equipped pilot, and they have no choice but to go through the storm? What do you think is likely going to be their outcome? Well, it's probably not going to be as favorable because they don't have the tools, they don't have the knowledge that will make them most successful in clearing the worst parts of the storm. See, an experienced aviator will use their tricks and their skills and their knowledge of how to interact in this turbulent and very volatile space, and they will divert around the most intense parts of the storm. But if you don't know how to do that, you ultimately find yourselves in some of the most violent aspects of the storm. Well, what is a storm? A storm could be anything to you and I, such as financial struggles, mental health struggles, physical chronic health conditions, and so much more. That pilot is us. And these things that you see around me are my instruments. And how does this all connect? Well, the most experienced of pilots do something rather peculiar when faced with the inability to see outside their cockpit. They actually end up ignoring what they see outside, and they focus solely on their instruments. And they trust their instruments with their life and will trust the instrument's accuracy with everything that they have. And so this has a stark parallel to your support system through the difficult storms you're facing. It is my 34th birthday, and this is what I woke up to when I walked out into the main room, a reminder of my instruments, a reminder that I must lean on those in times of great adversity in order to navigate the most violent parts of the storm that I am facing. The last year has been one of the most difficult years of my entire life. Facing cancer and stepping away from a job that I love in a full-time capacity and having to accept a different purpose and a trajectory in my life by force, rather than being able to negotiate that on my own terms, has been really difficult, especially being that first responder life has been all I've ever known. And I've had to learn the concept of trusting my instruments, those people who have been a solid rock and those who I can count on when I am faced with everything else that is uncertain. These people and experiences and memories are what are solid and what are certain. So my challenge is to you is to lean on your instruments in times of great adversity when you're going through the worst part of your storm. Don't forget your instruments are there to help you and guide you through the worst parts of the storm. Be on the lookout for my IFR condition, the field guide for high performers and how to reorient themselves. It's going to be coming out real soon, and I can't wait to share my insight through my storm and help you navigate yours.